is mounting in rage, and I think we all can feel it. From shootings to bombings to knifings, different weapons, but the same outcome. Yet every problem has a solution. When we look long enough and are open enough, we see it. The solution to violence, I believe, must begin by first taking a long look at two words that seem the same, but are not. Anger, rage. So misunderstood. Properly defined, they are not the same. Understand the difference, and I believe we can reduce violence. Teach this to others, and we just might save the life of someone we love. My journey to understand these two words began with a broken plate at my feet on a hot afternoon. Was I the one who had just hucked that plate to the ground? Why, yes, I was. I stood blinking. How could this be? I don't destroy things with everything I have. I seek to build. Yet there it was. And I wanted to know why. I now know what I didn't know then. So with your permission, I'd like to share my journey. I wanted to understand words like anger and rage, and what I learned shocked me. Anger and rage are two different words. Properly defined, they are not the same. What I learned was that anger is not reactive, it's reflective. What I learned was that anger, when we feel it in our hearts, can teach us what we need to know. When I looked at that shattered plate, I had to discover some things in my life. And so I learned, and so I studied. I learned that when you attend to anger, it sounds like this. I got so angry that I'd gained 20 pounds since Christmas that I joined a gym and took off the weight. Or like this, I got so angry that I'd spent myself into that debt that I made a plan, and now my finances are in order. True anger leads to positive action. In fact, I discovered that anger gives us the strength to carry through when change is hard. In other words, anger exists. So first, we can detect a problem, and second, have the strength to solve it. And I finally figured it out when I saw a light go on in my car on my dashboard. It flickered on to let me know there was a problem that needed fixing. I paid attention. I took care of it. My car then could take me to lovely places. I avoided its ruin because I paid attention. So too with anger. Anger is good when understood. This works even in the workplace. When I know how to attend to my anger, it might sound like this. Bob, when you laughed at my report, that was tough. And I felt angry, but it lets me know there's a problem that needs solving, and I'd like your help. In the home, when we know how to attend to our anger, it sounds like this. Sally, when you push your brother, I feel angry, but it lets me know there's a problem, and I'd like your help. How can we solve this? When we teach our children how to attend to their anger, it might sound like this. Mom, I have felt angry all day and I don't know why. Can you help me? Research has shown that when we attend to our anger, it actually clarifies situations for the better. In my journey to understand rage and anger, I discovered that anger positively addressed Anger, neutrally expressed, actually builds and strengthens relationships, increases understanding, and accelerates outcomes, all on top of improved health, such as decreasing the risk of fibromyalgia, arthritis, even heart attacks or strokes. Think of the benefits to society if we all knew this. So why is it not being taught? And especially, why are we not modeling this for our young? Could it be because we didn't know it ourselves? Of course it takes learning. Of course it takes practice to communicate this way and to receive this kind of communication, but it's worth it when you think of all the positives. So then I became really eager in my journey to understand. And what I learned about rage frightened me. Rage is born when anger's ignored. Rage is anger stuffed. Rage can come in an eruption, but it can be found in cold, premeditated injury against self or others. So why is this not being discussed, especially with and for our young? Because what if one of their lives feels like one long night of anger? While there could be many reasons, I discovered that it may simply mean that their dashboard, their emotional dashboard, is covered with wounds and hurts of all kinds, that their system is overloaded. But every problem has a solution. When we reach out, one by one, we can help their dashboard lights go off, and they can know peace. It can begin today. So why has it not? Could it be because we've not been taught how to know these things, how to discuss them, and how to help others through them? This is important. For you see, in a society of growing rage, we can take away, we can legislate all kinds of weapons, and that might be good, but until the core root of rage is solved, other weapons can just be found as replacements. Let's start the change. I call on a global dialogue to discuss anger and rage and the significance of the difference. I call on global legislators to fund bills that create community programs to teach these tools in our schools and in our communities. I call on our youth. I am trying to help. I am beginning an organization to help unpack the tools to help solve the issue of rage. And I'm excited to see what you might do to help too. Because remember, when we solve rage, think of the lives that will be bettered. Lives will be saved. Thank you.